A very good evening. Thank you very much for joining us on the Friday edition of Uctv News. Welcome to Uctv News here on the Uganda Catholic Television on Valentine's Day. I hope it is going well for you as the Catholic Church celebrates Saint Valentine's with Holy Cross Family Ministries doing the same. Father Haman Ziwa Mukasa, chaplain of the Marriage Department in Kampala Archdiocese, has warned against misinterpreting the day as an excuse for infidelity. He said this while leading a special mass at Nsambya Hanlon Gardens. Father emphasized that love is a living entity that must be nurtured to thrive. He urged Catholics to use Valentine's Day as an opportunity to renew and strengthen their love rather than indulging in immoral behavior.
Valentine's Day is celebrated every 14th of February and originated from the legend of Saint Valentine. Over time, it evolved to become a day for romantic love, with the traditions of exchanging cards, flowers, and gifts. Today, Catholic devotees under the Holy Cross Family Ministries Uganda, many who were in company of their darlings and others single, convened at Hanlon Gardens in Nsambya to celebrate that day. The celebrations were preceded with a Holy Mass, led by Father Haman Mukasa Ziwa, the chaplain of the Department of Marriage in the Kampala Archdiocese. In his homily, Reverend Father Ziwa condemned those who misinterpret Valentine's Day as an excuse to promote infidelity. He emphasized that everything in this world is rooted in love, highlighting the importance of celebrating this precious gift.
Sikiriziganya nabagamba nti olunaku luno lwa buseegu. Obuseegu bubeera mu ggwe, bubeera mu ffe abantu, ffe tubuteekamu. N'olunaku lwa kusanyusa ku bannaffe be twagala, okubakolera ebirungi n'okuzzaayo emabega omukwano gwaffe gye gwatandikira, okugussaamu amaanyi, okwongeramu ebirungo.
In the same vein, he argued that love is a living thing just like any other, with living characteristics such as growth and death. He emphasized that if it's not well nurtured and taken care of, it might die.
Love is a living thing. You know, living things and non-living things. Yes, ebintu living thing bibaako olunaku lwe bizaalibwa, bikula, nabyo bizaala, bifuluma, biwaala, bikyuka n'embeera, ate n'ekyamazima bifa. Ate oba tekigenderedde kiyinza n'obutazuukira, ekifa kiba kifudde. Love, tuzze kuza love, basebo ne bannyabo, love ezaalibwa.
It's upon this ground that he urged lovers to renew and feed their love, so that it remains healthy and doesn't wither.
Buli Katonda kye yatonda kyali kirungi, muntu yakyonoona. Oli bwakuwa emmere ey'okulya gwe n'ogirya n'opiisuuka n'oyabika olubuto, tonenya mmere.
In an exclusive interaction, some of the couples who attend the Holy Mass emphasized the importance of Catholics sanctifying their marriages under the tenets of the Catholic faith.
Nkubiriza abavubuka abato abaagalana muve mu bulamu obw'okulindiriranga, mukalindirire munaalinda paka disimanyi, naye mweweeyo nammwe mugende mufune esaakalamentu ery'amatrimonio, mubeere abafumbo abatukuvu. Omuntu naddala ng'owezezza emyaka 5 ne munno tewali nsonga lwaki omulindirizanga, mugende mugattibwe.
Olw'okuzza obufumbo bwammwe obujja si lunaku lwansinga abantu abasinga bye bakitegeera, si lunaku lwa kusanyuka wamu okuzza obufumbo obujja.
Faaza byabuuliridde abafumbo, nange mbabuulirira mugumiikirize, temulingiriza nnyo.
Frank Kawoya, a devoted Catholic from Yenga sub-parish, who has been happily married for over 50 years, shared valuable tips with fellow Catholics on how he and his loving wife have nurtured their love and holy matrimony for 5 decades.
Telicyabenga bufumbo obononye emirembe funa obufumbo kubanga abayita ababiri bebejjukanya bajaja batugamba buyise bw'omunsega yebika nze mbalabula oba onoonya obufumbo bulungi nnyo owawo mulimu obukubo naye bwe musowagana buli omu ayiga munne ne mwagalana.
Mudde mu kisenge kyammwe mutereze ensonga zammwe abaana baleme okumanya okukosebwa.
Joseph Kabale, UCTV News.
And away from Valentine's Day, and as gender-based violence continues to be a pressing issue in Uganda, leaders in Nebbi districts, Kuchwinyi sub-county have raised concerns over its increasing prevalence. During a community dialogue held in Kuchwinyi, Nebbi woman MP Agnes Achibu emphasized the need for heightened awareness about GBV, its various forms, and the devastating impact it has on individuals, families, and the communities.
As gender-based violence is a significant concern in Uganda, the increasing cases in Kuchwinyi sub-county Nebbi district is no exception. During a community dialogue organized by elders in Kuchwinyi sub-county Nebbi district on the 13th February 2025, Agnes Ashibu, Nebbi district woman member of parliament, said it is essential to raise awareness about the vice and its many forms, the impact it has on individuals, families, and communities.
Gender-based violence is one of the things that is really destabilizing most of our families, especially in the district. And when we are talking about gender-based violence, there are many reasons. When we talk about financial empowerment, we see women during this regime are really financially empowered. And because of that, you find the men want to encroach onto the monies that are being worked for by these women, and they become very wise. Like when I talk about like the PDM that are being received by some of the women, some of these things have ended up even in breaking families, because the money that should have brought people together as a family, you find the person who receives it, either a husband or a wife, they tend to use them for personal gain, and therefore it is causing a lot of domestic violence in our areas.
The legislator added that gender-based violence can take many forms, including physical, sexual, emotional, and economic abuse.
Most of the men these days, in fact, they have given up in life, especially the village men, and yet the women expect these men to contribute to their families. And since I told you that financially women have been empowered, it has also resulted into a lot of issues, domestic violence in our areas. So all in all, there are many causes of domestic violence in our societies, especially in the district. But I want to urge all the women that when you marry, you are already one. And therefore, the head of the family, who is a husband, you should give him the respect that he deserves. And also the husband should give the respect to the wife she deserves. And everything in a family, they should sit together and plan as a family so that they are at peace, so that they could share the challenges that are facing the family, and they drop priorities, which one to handle, which one to leave. And therefore, if we do all these things as families, I believe we are going to have no cases or no issues of domestic violence, and governance will also be very easy for all of us, the leaders at the various levels.
In Uganda, the 2019 National Policy on Eliminating Gender-Based Violence outlines several forms of abuse such as battering, slapping, beating, rape, defilement, incest, and female genital mutilation. According to the Uganda Police Force 2023 crime report, there were 15,184 reported domestic violence cases, with 10,792 victims being female adults and 3,243 being male adults. Additionally, a 2021 report by the Displacement Tracking Matrix reported 97 GBV cases against women and girls in a district in Uganda. Reports from Nebbi Central Police Station indicate that gender-based violent cases are on the rise in rural areas like Kuchwinyi, Erusi, Achana, among others, with over 25 reported monthly.
Kampala Capital City Authority has today signed a memorandum of understanding with David Derrick Luwaga, the owner of the contested land in Buyala, Mityana district, which KCCA intends to use as a landfill site. The agreement was officially signed at KCCA headquarters by Executive Director Hajati Sharif Buzeki and Luwaga, marking a step forward in resolving the land dispute and advancing waste management efforts in the city.
Our thanks also go to NEMA for guiding us even when we had emergencies, guiding us on how we can exist and also clean the city in the emergency situation. We commit to continue to consult NEMA even during establishment of the facility where we are going to manage waste from. I do not want to underscore the importance and the hospitality which was given to us by the host community. That is Mpigi and the people of Buyala. We would like to express our gratitude for the goodwill, the cooperation, the practical proposals which were given to us during the engagements, including what they told us to do in terms of access roads, the need for alternative routes so that we don't congest, we don't have a jam on that road, the community development proposals which they have given us, and we are saying that we are going to put them in our plan to ensure that the facility coexists well within the community members. This project which we want to put on this land is very significant, first of all to the people of Buyala and also us as an authority. This land is 330 acres. It will serve, the distance from Kampala to that land was favorable because it is around 23 kilometers. So it impacts on the turnaround time in terms of dumping this waste. There's less traffic jam compared to other places, and the community was very receptive. So those are critical factors in determining where we are going to go in terms of waste management. In terms of immediate use for emergency, yes, we are making preparations, but also we are committed to ensuring that there is smooth transition when we go into future development of this modern engineered landfill, which will emphasize recycling, waste to energy, and all those other good practices which we have learned from our benchmarks globally. The question now would be, what do the people of Buyala, what does KCCA stand to benefit? There are very many economic opportunities which will come with this initiative. We have agreed with the community that opportunities like jobs, which will come when we finally finish establishing this plant, the waste management plant, the communities should be given first priority because they are the host communities. They will be given first priority. We saw even the way it was, though we are using traditional dumping, the community itself developed as a result of those engagements. So we anticipate better transformation in terms of lives of the people of Buyala, because this one is not going to be traditional dumping, but it is waste processing, recycling, waste to energy, and all those other modern solutions.
Thank you for watching. Let's go for a break and we'll be back with UCTV News.
UCTV, good news for all. Radio Purchase, the best value-based community radio in Eastern Africa, running 24/7 with professional staff and solar energy backup of up to 500 kilowatts peak. We rock the whole of northern Uganda and the world using 7 languages on 90.9 FM and 94.5 FM in Arua on Ediofe Hill, 99.7 FM at Moyo on Adua Hill, 101.4 FM at For God in Gulu, and online at www.radiopurchase.org or download the Radio Purchase app from Google Play Store and Apple Store. Radio Purchase, peace of Christ for all.
It is the Uganda Catholic Television. You are watching Uctv News. And as we continue, the National Identification Registration Authority, NIRA, has today officiated 3 civil marriages at its headquarters, emphasizing the importance of legal marriage registration. Speaking at the event, NIRA Executive Director and Kampala Registrar Rosemary Kisembo expressed concern over the high number of unregistered marriages, urging Ugandans to formalize their unions to ensure legal recognition and protection.
Thought it's worthwhile to celebrate love, celebrate marriages as the institution that has newly been established in law to celebrate or to implement the Marriage Act. Today we have celebrated a total of 12 weddings, 3 here at Kololo, and 9 at the URSB office, where we have a marriage office as well. I want to take this opportunity to ask you, is your marriage registered? Is your marriage known in law? I repeat, is your marriage registered? Is your marriage known in law? And I want to take this opportunity to mention that oftentimes around marriage there's a lot of celebration, a lot of fanfare, a lot of custom, a lot of detail, and yet the most important aspect is forgotten: the registration of the marriage. The cost of registration is 35,000 shillings. I want to take this opportunity on this day of love to ask your spouse, to ask your church or the place of worship or the mosque or wherever you were married, is our marriage registered? The risk of an unregistered marriage is that a person, if not upright, may participate or engage in another marriage. And the second one, they might register it. And that may not take 1 year, it may take 20 years after you have invested in each other's lives, a great deal. So on this day, I want you to take this opportunity to ask, to find out, and to establish if your marriage is registered. Thank you very much. The dangers of not registering a marriage are that any of the spouses may engage or contract another marriage. And it will be difficult to establish the fact of that marriage in law if it is not registered under the Marriage Act of Uganda.
Welcome back. It's time for Today in History. On this 14th day of February 2025, thank you very much for your company here on the Uganda Catholic Television. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. That's all time we had for you. Enjoy your weekend.